Havoc, and this is Minecraft All the Mods 3. We are back at it today, working on withers. I've been killing them and working on it and killing these poor wither guys off camera in the mining dimension, all sloppy and making a big mess of everything. And I had set up right over here this little thing, a wither skeleton seed, growing and gathering the wither skeleton essence. And the reason I did that is I wanted to get wither-proof blocks. That way I can build the wither inside of this box where it can't get out. I can shoot it through the box, and I can pick the items up through the box with my item dislocator. Now, you may be asking, if it's a full box, how are you going to make the wither inside of there? And that's what this is for. The wither builder. It builds the wither for you, and if I show the area, it actually builds it right in there. And it will build it exactly like it's supposed to for me if I supply it the items and a little bit of power. And I have a quantum entangloporter supplying power to it. Now, the wither builder requires a nether star, some wither skeleton skulls, and a few other assorted items. The center block, the machine block that you choose, can be any of the four. Steel casing, machine case, simple machine chassis, and machine frame. You can use any one of those you want. It's just the other ingredients that have to be the same. And I'm just getting what I need to start processing this, and I'm going to kill a bunch of them. It's a bit boring though, so I'm not going to do that right now. I just wanted y'all to know what was going on. Oh, also, I have very big solar panels now. I've upgraded to the cryonite and the tier 4 array. This thing produces 79,000, so I'm having to connect to multiple sides of the solar array, which each connection will carry 20,000, so I can take 100,000 out of this thing, even though I am not producing 100,000. But that allows me to run things that cost more power. And right here is something that costs an awful lot of power, a wither skeleton spawner. This thing right here takes 20 times the power requirement. Yes, that's right, 20 times. So it takes an absurd amount of power to run this thing. If I turn it on and click, yep, you see, power's gone. It's empty. And now it's just receiving the 20,000 that it takes. Let's let it go ahead and spawn one, and then I'll turn it off again. And then I can just kill these guys from right out here. I also sit right in here. I was AFKing the other day and shooting them while watching something on my side monitor in order to get a bunch of the skulls and the primarily the skulls. I like the other, like the drops evil and wither ribs are some good drops as well. Every now and then you get something like the ender, but primarily I need the wither skeleton skulls so that I can make wither bosses, because what I want to make are nether star seeds right here. And it just takes 4 nether stars, and I mean, I've killed quite a few wither bosses. If I come in here and say star, yeah, 71 stars. I've killed a few, but the problem is I could make the seed no problem. In order to get this thing to grow, you have to build this, a nether star crux. That takes 2 more nether stars, no problem. Diamond, no problem. Supreme essence, no problem. These things, withering souls, it says a drop chance of 35%. And it also should be affected by the fact that I have looting 3 or luck 3 on this weapon. I've killed 72 withers. How many souls do you see there? 1. 1 soul. And I've killed 72 because I needed 1 star to make the wither builder. If I've killed 72 and I have 1 soul, is that a 35? Is that even? Let's not even worry about the looting. I just want to think about the fact that it says that's a 35% chance base. 72, 1 soul. That ain't 35% Minecraft. It's driving me insane. I only need 1 more. But that's why I decided, after making so many by hand, and I have made an absolute mess of the bottom of the mining dimension killing these things because I didn't have these witherproof blocks. I've decided that I guess I'm just going to have to automate it and have it build a wither and set up some kind of timer so it's not just building a bunch in there at once, because maybe they're blowing up the drops or something. I'm not sure. You know what? Maybe it is dropping them because I'm building several at once. Maybe they're destroying the drops. That could be. I may have just figured out why. Maybe it is dropping, but I don't build one at a time, so they may be destroying the items. So maybe I need to build one at a time, kill it, and collect the items. You know what? I'm thinking that's probably what it is. So that's all right. I got a plan now, and I'm going to take care of that stuff, but it's really boring. And me sitting here killing these things is super boring. I'm not going to do that on camera, make you guys sit here and watch 30 minutes of me laser beaming things to death. What I'm going to do is work on a different project and just let you know those are some of the things that go in the background. Ooh, I should also drop down in here and show you guys our void ore miners. I've got a few, just a few. They are tier 4s. I've got 4 ore miners and 2 resource miners, all tier 4. I did not have enough resources to make all of the speed upgrades for every one of them beforehand, so I made sure 1 resource miner and 2 ore miners had all speed, and then I put a few more speed upgrades where I could, right over here, this other ore miner. But I've got this thing running. Oh, and also these are the little flares from the cave illuminators that we put down. They're everywhere, all over the place underground, lighting everything up for me so I don't have to worry about spawns, and it's wonderful. Where's my hole up? Right here it is. I could also just slash home, but it's a little easier on the server if I just fly up. And there are quite a few other people playing on the server right now and building really awesome things, so it's, let's be a little nicer to the server and just fly up here instead of being lazy. But what I want to work on as well is expanding our known recipes. So I have these wonderful crafting modules. I want to expand them another row back here. I don't think I need any more processing units. What I think I need to do is just add more of the 64K storage upgrades on the back. I'm looking at 3, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need 15 of those. It should be something relatively simple. I don't even remember. I may have already, yes, so I've already added the recipe in. I need 15 of these. It's super simple. That doesn't even use a lot of bytes. It's not that hard to do. It's just nice to have it automated, and it will churn right through there and get those done, and then I can just add them to the back of these things so that the more complex crafting I have to do, we will have the memory space essentially in order to do that. Now while that's running, I need to look at right down here. I added, and you probably also noticed these are here because I wanted to automate growth essence, which I already automated it. Oh, that was gathering the plant over there. Sounded like a sheep eating grass, and I'm a little disturbed by that because there shouldn't be a sheep up here. But I automated this process by adding filters underneath here that will blacklist the item I want to put in there. So it's these, honestly, you only put something in here. This is the one that you need to worry about. What you need to do is blacklist the item that goes in there to be changed and just have it where it's whitelisted to only put that item in. And then you can just export always from this, and it will put the item that's in there into here. When it changes, it'll go, hey, that's not the item that I have blacklisted, pull it out and send it down. And then it will just keep cycling up. Each of these will just push up the item that they have to where they go. And you have automated empowering going on. And I can add more items to those filters. So I can do different recipes here automatically. And if I want to do a stack or whatever, I do it and I walk away. And it's no problem. Now, I already have all of those recipes going. I added another little bulb of molecular assemblers over here. And how you get to those interfaces is through the interface, the interface terminal. So I can access each of the interfaces that are touching molecular assemblers right here and just add recipes in. And you'll probably notice I have supremium ingots all the way to there. I have all the essence and all the supremium ingots. And that is because I have upgraded, if I hold control, the pipe piece of my laser gun to supremium. And that gives me a little bit more damage because it has 15 attack, and it also gives me prosperous. And what prosperous does, oh here, let me put it right in here so I can just show you, is it makes your tool or weapon randomly drop prosperity shards when you're using it. So when I'm killing stuff from now on, I can randomly get prosperity shards from it, which it's really at this point just kind of a neat thing because of my void ore miners. Let's say prosperity. Yeah, I have 8,000 prosperity ore, almost 9,000, and then I can use that to make, let's see if I go to the sag mill, 4 each, guaranteed. And the extra output's just cobblestone, but just each one of those is 4. So you just take that nearly 9,000 and multiply it times 4. That's how many prosperity shards I have in the system. Not a problem whatsoever. We've got that really good. Oop. No, and I needed the soul binder in order to create the powered spawner that I use for my wither. Now at night, you're going to see this thing drops like a rock because we're outputting a lot of power down to our void ore miners and our resource miners. But I have enough that I think it gets right around halfway, a little bit below halfway, and then the sun comes up and I produce almost 100,000 combined solar energy, which is a lot more than my output. So it will rapidly fill it back up and keep it topped off throughout the day. And as we go, I want to move away from this capacitor bank. It doesn't have the throughput that I would like, and I want to move towards other things. Now, another thing that I want to do is automate a lot of machines, and I want to automate them using the interfaces and collecting from them. So we're going to need a lot of channels and somewhere to do that, and I'm probably going to do it down here. Again, I'm not trying to make this area look super pretty, especially like the downstairs, because this is all temporary. I'm going to start building my spaceship, which will be my final base, before too much longer. Once I have some things automated, because I'm going to need a lot of resources and a lot of infrastructure. I'm going to need a really robust power network and power storage before I really get things going, because I don't want to build the ship and then go, oh, I made it too small, I don't have this, I don't have that. I want to try and get kind of towards my in-game things that I want before I start building the ship. And speaking of that, one of the things that I would really like to do is get the cryo right here. I want to get cryo-stabilized flux duct. And this right here, it infinitely transfers RF, and it does not have an internal capacity. So like the block itself, the flux duct doesn't hold RF. It simply moves it instantaneously from one point to the other without holding it. And it can move as much as you produce, or as much as you can receive at the far end, really. It's really where you're receiving the power is going to be the thing that throttles it most of the time, or how much you can push from your battery. Now, this thing right here can move 600,000 a tick. That's astronomical, right? No, it's not, because you have induction pieces for the induction. I think it's called the induction matrix when you build the final completed product, but I'm looking for the provider, right? So if I look right here, the ultimate version, just a single block, can move 4 million RF, over 4 million a tick. Okay, you can have multiple of those. You can have a lot of those. So you could essentially be transferring millions of RF a tick down a line that has infinite throughput, immediate transmission, and it's just really good. another really good item. I don't remember what it's called. Here they are. The energy crystals. So you have the draconic ones. I also think they don't have a throughput limiter. I believe they move as quickly as they get. And these are really cool because they're wireless, which means I can simply move power without taking up a block. So what I mean by that is back in here, I have on the backside conduit attached to these providing their power, and then I've got conduit taking items out. What I can do is I could remove the power conduit and use the wireless energy crystals to power these machines through their back without taking up that block. It'll send the power, but it's not occupying the block space, which opens up a whole world of really good, wonderful things. Let's go ahead and sleep. Just to keep things topped off, I'm online. I believe I'm the only one online. Yes, I'm the only one online right now, so I will just sleep, keep it daytime, and keep our power flowing. So let's see, what are we going to want? We're going to want a few things. Interfaces, which I do believe I can just craft. We're going to make quite a few. And in order to get into the induction matrix items, it's a lot of mechanism items. So I'm going to be making more of our mechanism blocks. I'm going to keep these right here because this is my tinker spot. If I need something, I throw a handful in here, let it run, and it collects. And it's just when I'm on the fly thinking about it. I will move them once I have a fully automated system that's running and I don't have to worry about not having enough. Can I? Yes, I can just ask for more cable. I can't remember what I have set up. White wool. Do I have? I don't think I have a good way to come by wool, do I? That's going to be a problem for expanding here. And there's many different ways that we could do this, but what I think I'm going to do is drop a rancher over on our sheep over there. I've already got sheep in a pen, right? So if I build a rancher, what it will do is it will collect different things depending on what it's aimed at. And since I have sheep over there, it's going to shear the sheep. You see it's got a bucket too. It can milk cows or it can shear sheep. We also need another quantum entanglo porter in order to move our power over there. And I have a lot of this stuff just left in my system from when I was crafting some of these items previously. Let's grab conduit, item conduit, and then we're going to want a range add-on. Let's just go for the biggest one we can make. Why not? I don't know. That actually might have been a bad idea. I don't know how much. If it has to check each block, it might create a little bit of lag. Alright. Also, I don't want it hitting the cows and collecting milk. So we are going to turn it around. And if I place it down right now, I have to put something on top of it very quickly, otherwise they can jump up on it and get over, and my pigs will be escaping, and I don't want that. So the range is massive now. Yeah, that's okay. It just means that it'll shear all of those sheep. We're going to set this thing to private, and to the signal, you change it to energy, change all of these to outputs, auto eject on, and it is powering this thing. There you go. 29 wool. Thanks. Now we just... Oh, I also need a ender chest. Right there it is. And I need a diamond in order to lock it to be mine. Oh. Of course. There we go. And Trying to think of what's a good place. I almost put it beside it and then recalled that will allow the pigs to climb over. Thought better of it. We are not going to connect to that at all. You are inserting there. Always export. And that'll just take the wool out and dump it into my system. And these guys can eat, grow more wool, and it will all be good. What I am going to do here is give them a little bit more space and probably breed a few more, because I'm going to be making an awful lot of cable right now, which means I'm going to need a lot of wool. And this can just run in the background. This shouldn't cause that much lag. We'll all be good. There. And thanks to Astral Sorcery, I can pick up that with a pickaxe, just like it was an axe. That's why I wanted that perk so bad, because I have a very good pickaxe, and it's now a very good axe and shovel as well. It's a multi-tool. We'll light up the corners. It's not really a necessity. I guess it helps the grass grow at night. It's not a big deal. And we're going to want some wheat. Just being able to access my system from out here. Oh, I only have 2 pieces of wheat. That might be a problem. We're going to fix that though. Sheep, good to go. And we're going to be moving the pigs eventually. I want to get back to doing more with the colony. And I think what I'm going to do is probably build the swine herder's hut. I still have one person who is unemployed. I'll build the swine herder's hut, and then he can breed the pigs and create food for the colony. Now, in order to breed the pigs, he's going to need carrots. So I'll have to also make a farmer and put a carrot plot down. And I'm probably going to put like a wheat plot down and something else, and I'll just have them grow it. I know I could very easily set up a machine that grows wheat and collects it, and I may do that later on. But I also am enjoying the Mine Colonies mod, and I want to utilize it to actually produce something for me. Not just to look aesthetic and feel nice to come around and see what I've got built, but I also want a little utility. Now you've probably noticed this sewer, and it's collecting from all of these guys and running right down over here into the composter, sewage composter, which is making the compost, which is one of the fertilizer, which is one of the ingredients I needed in order to make those growth crystals that you saw that I had the empowerer for. Okay, but I got all distracted. I've done a whole lot of stuff off camera, and I want to make sure that I keep you guys kind of caught up with what's going on. Now I can put away a few things. Okay, so we're going to set up the infusion metallurgic infusers. I need quite a few of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I also want an enrichment chamber. Now this one actually requires the casing. Super easy to do. I've been playing a lot of Project Ozone with Anzray, and those casings are not easy to do in that one, so I get distracted. You know, I'm sitting here thinking, oh gosh, is that going to be hard to do? Oh wait, no, this is all the mods 3. It's not crazy in order to do stuff. Still fun playing Project Ozone though. Y'all should check those videos out too. Alright, I need installers. I already have some of these basic ones. Need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have 5 out. We need to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I make the elite ones? Do I have what I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What about ultimate? Can I just go all the way? Holy cow. Well, that's going to be nice. So we're just going to drop these down. This is not where they're going. It's just easier. That's advanced. I want basic. Then we do the advanced. And each time we're upgrading these things, they're getting a lot more. Whoa, what's going on? Oh, it swapped to ultimate. Why would it do that? That's weird. It's grabbing the wrong item. It kept opening the machine, and I'm trying to figure out, why are you doing that? Alright. Is it something to do with where in my inventory these things are? I don't know, but that's a bit annoying. I don't think you can just upgrade straight to Ultimate. No, because when I was clicking on it, it opens the machine. Oh, wait a minute. Can these not go to Ultimate tier? Because it won't let me click with the Ultimate tier installer. Can I press U and see usages? No. Okay, weird. That is quite weird. But we are going to put those back up, I guess. I also want to grab all of the speed upgrades for these. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 machines. We also want to get efficiency upgrades, or what is it? Energy, which is their efficiency upgrades. Energy upgrades, that's right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can just click these in. You can open the machine and hit the upgrades tab and put them in, but you can also simply shift right click to dump them into the machine, which is a lot faster than waiting for them to all run in. How do these things have a little bit of power? That's strange. Did they charge in my did this thing charge them in my inventory? That's hilarious if it did. Let's pick them up and see what's going on. No, they're not charging, I don't think. Weird. How'd they get that little bit of energy in them? Anyways, we've got them there. We need to come down here and figure out where we can set up these machines to be automated. I don't need to make my ME controller any larger. It's quite large as is. Whoops. I didn't mean to vein mine that. Actually, that is much faster. So we will just put some holes in here, and then we just need to light it up. And place down some concrete. Illuminators. What am I doing here? Every 3 blocks. So that would mean right here, right there, and I need concrete. Super simple. Just want to make sure that I keep things well lit up down here. So I don't have things spawning. I have it loaded, so even if a creeper were to spawn and explode, it's not going to cause any real damage. But I don't want to be bothered by them, or a skeleton, something that, you know, knocks you around. It's just more of an annoyance at this point, especially with the armor that I have. I am at no threat from any real normal vanilla mobs. I am in no threat from them. This gives me a little bit of space to work with. We can automate our machines. Now, I'm going to need to put all this cobble away and grab out some import buses, some export buses, because each of these machines require like an item. They need redstone or diamond or obsidian in order to function. So I'm going to want export buses with crafting cards in them. And probably some acceleration cards and maybe capacity cards too. Let's just make, let's make a stack because we're going to need them anyways. So I need to also power these. And already I'm going to need 3 sides of these blocks just for ME. Right, so let's look at this. If I were to place the block down Here's the enriching factory. Oh, that's not what I need. I need the infusion factory. Because what I'm going to be doing is putting the interface on the top. So when I put a recipe in, it will know, hey, put down into this machine and you will get something back from that. The system will receive something back. And how the system is going to receive something back is from the bottom. I will add in import buses. So import, I'm going to need to add a recipe for that. Let's do that right now. Oh, and right there you can see the Supremium import bus. Let's add this recipe. And I do believe, I don't know about the sticky piston. No, okay, so I don't have the sticky piston. So we're going to need this one and the regular piston. We just got to teach the machine how to make a few things. I do not want that made out of bronze. That is an expensive way to make it. Iron. Iron is fine. Oh, also I should make this one substitute so it can use any kind of cobble and any kind of wood as well. So, and, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, I want it to use any kind of slime. So I need to make those with the substitutions go in the system. So we'll just put it in there and right there. And then, did I put that in correctly? Yes. I didn't know if I finished clicking or not. I can shift right click and make these back into blank patterns that were not allowing the substitutions. I just thought about that. There's different kinds of wood, there's different kinds of cobble. You need to allow substitutions for that. Now, also, let's, while we're at it, make the export bus known to the system. And these are just all things that I need in here because I'm going to be making lots of these things. Okay, back down here to what we were doing. Import bus, right here. I want that sucker to work really fast. Pull out of there as quickly as you can. And then we also need to put the item in that goes in here. So redstone or such. You're going to put an export bus on here and put a crafting card in. Because what that'll do is if I tell this, I'm not going to dump straight redstone in there. I'm going to dump the enriched redstone, which is, what is that called? Redstone, right here, compressed redstone. And that's when you run one redstone through the enrichment chamber, it becomes compressed redstone, which is then worth 8 times the value over here in this machine. So all it takes is a little bit of energy and less redstone, and it will process this. And then I have to dump that into here. Now, having the crafting card in here, if I don't have any of the compressed redstone in my inventory, but the system knows how to make it, when it says, hey, I need to put some into here, it will simply create the queue to craft the item and then put it into here. So I wanted to put these machines next to each other in a fashion like this and be able to see the front of them open. And if that means I can't access the sides, how do I power these machines? So I've already reached the point in which I should probably go ahead and grab the energy crystals, at least the basic ones. I can craft these right now, and I can make every bit of this right now and get these running. That way I can power them, like I said, from the back without taking up the slot, so I can still add the export bus on here. However, I think that's getting pretty long now for this episode, so I am going to work on some things in between, and hopefully I'll have this done and I can show you guys next time. If you enjoyed today's episode, feel free to hit the like button, and if you want to see more content like this in the future, consider subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next time.